Welcome to Coffee with Marcus and Mark. In this show, we are going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading it. And today is Wednesday, September 6th, and stocks are lower again. So, is the rally over? And how does this affect our position, especially the ones that we entered yesterday? Are they in trouble? Should we be concerned? So, we'll take a look at this. If this is your first time here, I'm Markus Heitkoetter. This is my head coach, Mark Hodge, and we are real traders who trade live accounts. So, therefore, we got a lot of trading experience, and we're showing you how we trade these crazy markets. So, trust me, we know our stuff, and we're not afraid to tell you like it is. So, if you're here looking for some honest insights into the fascinating world of trading, you are in the right place. And geez, I mean, these markets, they just keep us on our toes. I don't know. What do you think?
Interesting markets, Marcus. Yesterday, the big news was Saudi Arabia and Russia giving us a crude surprise by saying they're extending voluntary production cuts to the end of the year, and that got investors a little bit worried. So the article said. And crude oil did make highs not seen since November of last year. Crude oil pulling back a little bit today.
Yeah, but I mean that's what we talked about yesterday. We broke out of this range that basically stopped at 84. So yesterday we were
Yep.
trading as high as 88, and I mean we talked about it. This week there is nothing else going on. We have a few Fed members speaking, but we don't have any major economic reports. And since we don't have any major economic reports, basically means that trading are looking for an excuse and saying, okay, what exactly can we focus on to push the markets a little bit around? And yeah, it seems that, all right, there's no other headlines at all, but at least there's the crude oil headline. So let's take a look at the crude oil headline. And this is what traders are focusing on today.
Exactly. And there was a red flag report this morning, but I do agree that really for the most part, nothing exciting this week and that the focus will be on inflation data next week. But this moved the market a little bit, Marcus. ISM Services PMI came out with a 54.5% reading. This is representing companies that are reporting growth during the period. This was up from the July reading and also coming in higher than expected. So services have expanded 8 straight months. And, you know, is that a bad thing for the Fed, meaning that the Fed will keep rates higher longer? Does it really matter? Is it just an excuse? There was a reaction today, but yeah.
Yeah, I think right now the headline story is still crude oil, and that's what we see, a little bit of a reaction. So looking at the markets here, also super interesting. That's not the one that I wanted to bring up. I wanted to bring up the 50-day moving average because just like this, we're dipping
Oh,
below the 50-day moving average again today.
can't argue with that. There it is.
Let's see what happens until the end of the day. But right now, the Nasdaq leading the indices lower with more than 1% down. The S&P 0.8% down, the Dow 0.5% down. And if you look at the heat map, this is exactly what we are seeing here. So let me hop over to PowerX Optimizer. We just see that today tech is getting hammered, right? I
Yeah.
mean, so we have Apple down 3%, we have Tesla down 4%. We have Nvidia down 3.6%. So this is where we always have basically the Nasdaq, the tech stocks up here. I mean, just roughly saying, and then we have Dow stocks here, and we see even though some of the industries are lower, like for example, healthcare is lower here today. Overall, it seems to be just light red, or there's even some glimpse of green in some of these industries.
Yeah, and I think that the big story here, at least for today, is the big selling in Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla. I mean, look at that. They're all down 3 to 4%. The S&P down about 0.75%. So some big selling in those names. I do know that Apple. There was a Wall Street Journal report saying that China has ordered officials and central government agencies not to use iPhones and other foreign branded devices for work or bring them into the office. that seemed like maybe that kind of kicked some selling into Apple early, at least pre-market. But this 3% drop seems a little more in line with just the tech weakness right now.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and there might even be some profit taking if you look at Apple or also Nvidia. I mean, Nvidia it has just moved what 200% this year, and it seems that at some point people are realizing, well, this move might be a little bit exaggerated. I mean, you're right; it could have something to do here with the move in Apple, but I think it just overall, let's take some money off the table. And we talked about it. It's a slow week anyhow. We have a
Yep.
short week, so not major news. And I think this is what we see here happening today.
Yeah, and there is a busy month looking at the economic calendar, but this week definitely slow.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we look ahead for next week we have PPI and CPI data again. This is inflation data. And the week after this, we have the Fed meeting. So, these are right now the important weeks, I think, next week and the week after. And until then, we'll probably diddle along. But it's also interesting, even though we are down here in the S&P, the VIX is still at low levels. The VIX is still below 15. That is the fear index. So there's no real fear in the markets, even though today we're slightly up. We're up 4%, but for the VIX, this is not a whole lot. Staying below 15, I think we're still at very low levels here.
Very low. I mean, what do you have to do to get the VIX and a little premium to kick in?
Yeah, right. I mean, definitely not just talking about crude oil. This is not enough. All
You
right.
know, did you look at the FedWatch tool?
Now we can take a quick look. Did it change this morning? Because yesterday we saw that it was at what, 90%, 95%, I think was yesterday.
Yeah. So, not a big change for this month, but it did drop a little bit. I still think that's insignificant, but look at the probabilities.
Let's take a look at those. Okay.
It's
Okay.
your our ribeye box of ribeye bet right now. A little bit of a toss up for November. It really started to shift towards me being a winner, at least based on the probabilities. But after today's report, a little closer.
I want to say, I mean, you're declaring a 49.7% probability of rates staying the same. A win? No.
Well, no, it was like 60. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. Now,
really? It was yesterday? Okay. I didn't pay attention
yeah,
yesterday.
no, no, no. Last couple of days, I want to say it got up to about 60. Maybe it wasn't 100%, but it
Yeah.
was definitely leaning more towards let's keep it the same. And now it's toss up.
Yeah, by the way, if you're just tuning in, so here's Mark and I have a bet going on. My bet is that in November, the Fed will raise interest rates one more time. And Mark, you say that they are done raising interest rates. That's it. And we usually bet some steaks. And for Mark, it's ribeyes. For me, it's filet mignon. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment below. I'm just curious. Are you in the camp Mark, or are you in the camp Marcus?
Yeah,
Anyhow.
and Marcus, I'm not gonna say that you're wrong. I'll just say that you have some faulty thinking.
All right, we'll
We'll
see.
see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see.
So the November meeting, we'll see what happens there. All right, are you ready to look at our positions? See what's happening
Yeah,
there? Okay,
let's do it.
let's take a look at the first one, CSIQ, and that's interesting because we had a nice run up today. It almost seems that with the weakness in tech, that this seems to affect solar also. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't see any reports why it would be down 3.4%, but we are attacking the 27 level again. That's a position where we bought shares at 35. So right now we are not able sell calls. I'm still drawing my little arrows so that CSIQ knows where to go. Go back up towards 31, 32, 33. Then we will be able to sell calls. Right now, nothing for us to do.
Yeah, interesting on the pullback, but in line with Apple and Nvidia. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So nothing here. Let's move on to the next one. And this is GM. That's one that I entered yesterday. So GM yesterday. And today, a little bit also all over the place. So I was able to sell the, let me just double check. It was the 3250 yesterday in GM. Yep, that is
Yeah.
correct. The 3250, and I sold it for 15 cents, so $15 per contract traded. Right now, it seems that 14 cents are available. So this trade pretty much
Still there?
still there. Still
Sure.
available if you haven't taken
Sure.
it yesterday. And if you like it, I mean, I like it, not concerned. If by Friday afternoon we are above 3250, I just keep the whole premium. If you're below, I get assigned the shares, still keep the premium, and then hopefully can sell calls next week. That is the plan here. So, all right, we shall see what's happening here. Hawk, Harley Davidson. It's another trade that I entered yesterday. And I mean, today, Hawk, Harley Davidson was on a tear, still is. I mean, up 3.8%. So here
Yeah,
I
huge
sold,
move.
let me just double check. I sold the 33 put right here yesterday.
Were you
So I
able
have
to
an
close
order
it?
into to close at 80% of max profits, which would be at 5 cents, because I was able yesterday to get 20 cents. So let's see if this closes today.
And it looks like the move is tied to buying back shares.
All right, I'll take
So,
it. I'll
yeah.
take it. So same deal here. If by Friday we are above $30, I keep my $20 per option traded. If we are below, then I get assigned, still keep the premium, and hopefully we'll be able to sell calls. All right, NEE, another energy play that we have in our portfolio here. So NEE a little bit all over the place. Earlier today, it looked like it found some support around 66. Right now, trading a little bit lower, but only down 0.5% for today. So that's pretty much in line with the overall markets, wouldn't you say?
I would agree. And I did see that RBC Capital, they have adjusted their price target on NEE to $89 from 90.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Well, from 90, from 90
From
down to
90 to
89.
89. They said, whoop, we got to make an
Why do they
adjustment.
even bother? Did they just needed to be in the news?
Exactly. Exactly.
Almost seems like it. All right. Next on the list is PNC, our good old friend PNC that is just trading in the range and has been trading in there for quite a while. Right now, attacking the lower end of the range again. So we're trading at 118.35. So that's at the lower range. Let's see if we can get a bounce back here. Nothing to do for us just yet.
Yep.
All right, and then for
Hurry up
you,
and
you
wait.
have the UPS trade. So you entered UPS yesterday. Let's take a look
I
at this.
Yeah, I'm shaking in my boots.
Are you? You look like it. Yeah, you look a little bit scared.
Gone in the money.
Well, which one did you sell?
I sold the 165.
Okay, so yesterday sold the 165. Got some good premium there, and today, yeah, it's trading below. So what do you do? Do you roll? Do you close it? Do you? What the heck?
Oh, hey, very appropriate.
There we go. Let
Follow
me
the
bring it
plan.
up. Yep. Follow your plan.
Follow the
So, what's your plan with this one?
yes, coffee. My plan is to see what happens on Friday. If I could buy it back at 80% in one day, which obviously I can at this point, I will see if I could buy it back at 90% up until Friday. If I can't do that, then on Friday, I let it expire worthless or in the money. And if it's in the money, then I get assigned shares. And I decided before I put the trade on that not only am I okay owning UPS, but I'm happy to own shares at 165 because when I put this trade on, it was trading around 167.50. So 165 was a discount. Instead of just buying shares at 167.50 and now being further in the hole, I decided to get paid to buy shares at 165, but still we need to keep in mind that the week is not over. So a little bit premature, but if it closes below 165, I like
Right.
UPS.
Yeah, and we see that at 165. Let me just see. It didn't change over. Oh, okay. Let me just go back here and see if we can do the iPad share. There it is. Now UPS is back. Okay, good. because what I wanted to show here is that the 165 has been a really nice support level for UPS that has been trading as high as 230. And our idea always is to buy shares at the lower range, at the lower end of a range. And that's what you can do. I mean, UPS, you did the homework in advance. Super solid company, 3.86 dividend yield, low PE ratio, nice market cap, and exactly at support where you want to own the stock.
And this one seems to trade in these $5 ranges or spurts. So 165 looked like a solid level. If it pulls back, 160 could act as support. If it pulls lower, 155 could act. I'm very comfortable with the way that this is traded in support levels, and we'll see what happens on Friday.
Yeah. Hey, is this helpful as we are talking you through these trades to show you what we are doing, why we are doing it? And again, as you know, we're not giving any trading advice here. We're just showing what we are doing, and you form your own opinion. However, if you find this helpful, give us a like. And if this is your first time here, maybe consider subscribing to the channel because this way you see whenever we go live. All right, let's take a look at the markets again and see what is happening here right now as we are what? How much are we in the trading session? Almost 2 hours already. Wow. The S&P 500 here trading at session lows. The Dow trading at session lows. The Nasdaq down 1.6%, trading at session lows. Seems that we have a down day, and we might close below the 50-day moving average. So this will be very interesting to see how this week shakes out.
Yeah, something to watch, and
Yeah.
definitely not a diddle day. It's a down
It's
day, not a
not
diddle day.
a diddle day, right? I mean, if I wouldn't be full, there's probably some opportunities today to look at the scanner and enter some new trades. But we like to have up to 5 positions in our portfolio, and that's what I have right now. So no new positions for me. Managing the existing positions. That's what I'm focusing on right now. All right. Hey, if you find this helpful and if you want to follow along of what's happening to our trade again, consider subscribing, give us a like, and then we'll see you again tomorrow.
Happy trading, everybody.